When I moved to Los Angeles, I started doing a lot of subcontract work for Schecter Guitars and ESP Guitars and a bunch of other different companies. And Mike Tempesta, who is now with Fender Music Corporation, was playing with the band Powerman 5000 at that point. And he was an endorsee of Schecter Guitars. And we got together and he said, could you do something like this? And he had shown me a picture of an older metal guitar that I think Billy Gibbons had. And I said, well, yeah, I never say no. And then, you always try, and if you fail, then you say sorry. But I decided that I was going to give this a go. I found some really cool metal. There was an old aerospace junkyard, basically, and you can go and kind of shop and look for old parts off planes. It's called Apex in Los Angeles. And I still do business with them today and still get parts and the old VU meters and things like that, the metal top guitars. But I had gotten a gauge, several gauges, and we did a limited run. I think it was about 10 guitars for Schecter that were all basically one of a kind because they had different little wear patterns in them. That was the beginning of the metal part. And then I looked at it and I said, well, all these other pieces of old aircraft aluminum that are sitting in this junkyard, I can grab some of that and incorporate it into my other designs that I wanted to do. And this was about the time I started coming up with my own shapes, headstock designs, and really just ran with it.
Brilliant. Lovely stories. I mean, all your models are very much hands-on within the construction. And like I said earlier, from creating the designs, the artwork, and cutting the aluminium sections and colouring. Actually, as this is the USA special, I should make an attempt to say aluminum.
Yeah. Sorry, my security system hopped up in my lap, so this is Aussie. So my apologies. Yeah, there are some little tricks that I've used over the years and learned to kind of expedite the building process, because when I first started doing this, especially with the flags, I chose aluminium, as you blokes say over in the UK, because it's a softer, lighter metal, hence being aircraft, are built out of it. And so I would buy these sheets and I would have to cut every single little section and drill every little nail and screw and rivet hole. And that is incredibly time consuming, which I love doing, but it doesn't really, work out when you're trying to pay the bills. So I have found a couple different laser cutters and water jet cutters that help speed the process along. And so I will get a couple pieces that, are already roughly cut and have the sections, and then I'll go back and assemble them into the guitar. My favorite part of it is then making the patinas and getting it just looking like it's 100 years old or been through, 15 aerial dog fights and bullet holes have shot in it. It's hard to recreate that. I mean, it takes a lot of time, and there again, it's like you learn the tricks and what ages the metal and how to get it just right where it's not too much or too little and it looks authentic. So I've practiced that and I learn something new every single time I do it.